Hello everybody and welcome to part 28 of my God King Boudicca series. At the end of the last part we were talking about waiting till next turn to buy the hydro plant in Berlin, but after making peace with Carthage we are actually able to do that now. So let us rearrange our tiles to work the river tiles with equal or greater food on them, and we get a base production of 12. We buy the hydro plant, and now it is base production of 20. So that's a 67% increase in production in the city, which is great. We were behind in the city for some time as a result of building the Musicians Guild and the accompanying garden. Taking the citizens off of these two hexes means we're taking 4 away from what would have been this number plus 4. So that's very, very small. And with a great scientist coming out in 3 turns, that's 4 science over 3 turns, which is 12. But scientist is going to be 8 times in this case, 4,000 and a quarter, give or take. So the 12 really isn't nothing. So we're okay with giving that up at this point, since ideology is not going to be affected, and that's a drop in the bucket. This helps justify the purchase of the hydro plant. Without further ado, though, we'll go ahead and put the camera over here, because next turn we do want to declare war against Denmark. Alright, she denounces us after we just traded for embassies. Now we're going to have to do that again. Oh, whoops. I guess I was mistaken about where the caravan was headed. But that's okay, because those 2 longbowmen are along the road. So this guy comes here, and then when we declare war, we just capture that. We only lost a third of a movement point here, which allows us to still go step, step, shoot a crossbow, for example. But we'll come back to that in a second. May purchase with faith. Limerick has flipped and apparently grown, so if we really wanted to, we could buy a pagoda here to, maximize happiness. And we have been taking every step to maximize happiness. However, we have mosques everywhere else, and I like the idea of buying the mosque first. Earlier we were doing it to get our faith gain ramped up as much as possible, which right now that +1 faith is really not significant, but to me it's more of easier to keep the books this way. We know that Limerick, Edinburgh, and Dublin do not have pagodas yet, so that's where we are there, and we address that as well. Inverness picked up the bananas as opposed to the sheep. So that's a little unfortunate, because now we have this worker here with not much going on. We'll pick it back up in 6 turns, so what we can do is just come here and continue pre-building a trading post. There's a Denmark boat, there's our ally. I see they have a caravan. Oh, caravan's going to Copenhagen, so okay, that's fine. So we're actually going to lose out on a couple trade routes this way. It's a little unfortunate, but... Alright, Glasgow grows to a lake tile, which means in 15 turns we're guaranteed to pick up this, which means this tile will now be visible, and all the darkness over here will be eradicated. That's in 15 turns, though, so for the time being we're just going to leave this guy right where he's at. Truro has also grown. 63 and 5, 32 and 5. We'll go back to the 63 count, because when we slot this into the public school, it's only 1 food instead of 2, technically speaking. Monaco and Japan now allies. Bucharest seeks investors. Carthage has denounced, so we will go ahead and do this much at least, so that we can continue trading and such, if we trade. Alright, so we're going to give that tile to Douglas. Right now with only 2 to go, this probably won't impact anything, so no clear picture as to what that does for us. Mine is finished in Edinburgh, in case we pick up aluminum there. Farm is finished here. Okay, which is interesting, because that's actually a little sooner than... Oh, there's aluminum over here too, how about that? Okay. Well, I was just looking at the possibility that... Alright, so if we led with the worker, right, because we can get the settler here right now, which means it would want to be here, but if we get the worker here, there's going to be a traffic jam. Keep in mind, these two cannot, military and civilians cannot share water tiles, they're embarked. Only naval units can share tiles with other non-naval units. So he gets off here, we'll go there. That gives us visibility, which is nice because now we can plan this out a little bit clearer. For example, if we jump these two in the water, well, no, we can't jump them in the water. Okay, so he leads the worker by the worker coming here, and maybe we land here, maybe we land here, I don't know. Either way, we can end up the other side next turn while the other ones go around. And so I guess this is just one turn behind the worker. We'll come here just in case we need to jump in the water instead of following the worker. Leading with the worker is okay here simply because we can get started on the aluminum. The turn we settle, you know, worker moves here, settler moves here, settle, work on the aluminum. On the other hand, we would like to work on farm right away, so maybe I should have moved the here. No, there's a traffic jam anyway you do it. Alright, so as long as it's military, civilian, I think that'll work as far as pushing through down below. And we can check, make sure that's all the workers. One more. Mine there. So this worker will be freed up since we only need one on Inverness at this point. Assigned delegates. Alright, this is a tough one because we want arts funding to pass to speed up our win condition, but we don't want band luxury to pass because we have Glasgow is settled on incense, and we're currently getting incense from Quebec City, I think it is. So we have one incense being sold, which we'd lose that money, which at this point is probably only 3, maybe 5 gold per turn. So that's not the big deal, but it's the 4 happiness that I really don't want to lose. So we could go either way here, really. The thing I'm looking at is that last we knew, multiple people, I think it was like 5 different civs, would like this. So this will probably pass without our help. Whereas this, you know, everybody's hating on us. There might be a good amount of votes going towards this. So let's try to do what we can. Because we're going to win. If we're going to win, we're going to win no matter what. The one would just make it quicker. Whereas the other one, happiness, and if we lose happiness, then we lose the 10% rationalism science. So, yeah. Alright, workers are here and here. So, we want one moving forward. We'll build road interrupt. Now, he finishes the road, which means as we're extracting people, they move a little bit quicker. Hill zoom ahead. Hill zoom here, which means we now want to raise boutique. Boutique. Boutique, I said. That's funny. Alright, he is along the road, so there's that. He'll be half along the road, so there's that. And this will at least spread out their visibility. We definitely want melee leading, ranged. And we still have a melee coming from behind. So unfortunately, this guy's just going to have to chill. There's no place to dance for visibility, so there's that. And this guy will probably just stick around for Carthage defense since it's an outlier. We need to plug this tile. And as far as our military, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. We want some to approach Germany. When we do attack, it's going to be... Oh, look at this. This sucks. Alright, so he has decided to go around. Luckily, we got this guy over here to intercept. Hopefully, he tries to go around our borders like that. So we can't let him see that we have somebody here. We have to let him land. So 1, 2, 3, and then retreat. And then if he comes here, we'll just kind of back up so that we can grab him wherever he lands. Because we're along the road, you know, from here, which is where it would be if we went to our furthest extent and came back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could grab him pretty much anywhere as long as he doesn't land in Carthage, which he can't. So realistically, since these are both wooded hills as well, maybe ending up here next turn makes better sense. Because then we can see all of this and then we can spring out here. But anyways, as far as our military division, when it comes time to attack Germany, we're going to want some here to deal with this and be able to capture the settler. He can capture this settler, but it looks like we're going to need to go in like 2 turns. So, or maybe 3, because he can zoom along the road too. Yeah, if we stop him from going here, and he lands here, 1, 2, 3, here is full, even if he has machinery. Whereas from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, 3 turns. Anyways, militarily, it would be nice to have some units here, and then obviously some units here. In fact, this is something I had noticed at the end of the last part. We can get this guy on the road here, and he can come down and be the eyes down here, because that's what we've been using them for. And then we at least have arranged over here. So this guy can come down to Germany, because it looks like, as I just counted out, we have at most 3 turns. So we're going to want some presence here, and some presence here, which means the Great General should get out of the water. Right. Okay. Yep. Alright. Yes. So, moving this guy back to plug the hole makes sense. And now this guy can basically come out here, be like bounce between here and here, keep a good spread of visibility along this area here. Alright, we can push forward over here. So yeah, I just kind of argued with myself a whole bunch of times, but hopefully that makes sense as far as what we want. We could have a worker come down here. Keep in mind this guy just got freed up, and it would be nice to have like road stems along our luxuries here, so let's go do that. A little bit late on that, but he has his altitude control. He's coming up to defend Carthage. Alright, so it's going to take us some time to go. I might as well finish my explanation. Once we're done with Germany, we'll head over to Carthage, where we'll want 2 ranged here. At that point, it might even be Gatling guns, since it is later in the game. The ones attacking the city wouldn't need range. We can take a look at like a ranged promoted one from here would probably not be able to fire on Yamba, so I'm not sure how we address that. I'll take a look at that later. But anyways, 2 ranged here, melee here is all we'll need to take this city. We should want more later to push through, but while we're attacking Goa, they might try to come through from Braga, so we should at least have a defensive spot here. And that's why we wanted to get on Denmark as early as we did, so that they can start coming over. Doesn't look like we'll be back in time to help with Germany, but they can be the ones that go and help push into Palanque. So, without further ado, let's actually get started on Denmark. They've been kind of in the corner over here, so really the only person we would expect to have any sort of interest in paying us to war them would be Carthage, and because they hate us so much, I really doubt that's going to be not Germany, Denmark. Yeah, nothing there. Alright. So we'll just go ahead and hit declare war to see what we are going to lose. We only just learned about the boat. Oh, nonce. That's going to be the actual caravan. That's the boat, which you can also see by the numbers. And I think this 1 gold per turn is what they were paying us to war against Carthage, which is funny. So yeah, we are actually going to lose 10 GPT right now, but we'll recoup 100 of it right there. So we'll have this guy come up. He can only shoot the crossbow. And what we can do is have the Great General dance here to cover that guy, and then come back here to cover this guy. So there's that. And then as far as this one, we can either hit this for 28 or hit that for 20. Crossbowman has 18 ranged attack, that has 14. So yeah, let's hit this guy, even though we're gonna do less damage. And now this guy jances back. He's moving here for sure. He's fortifying for sure. This worker is gonna sit tight. If we come to block here, we're gonna be in range of this. The problem is this guy just fortified, so he's not getting the full benefit, and he's open to 2 melee attacks. So they'll have a flanking bonus. They have a Great General here. We'll step this guy up and shoot the one that's more centralized, since he could swing this way if he wanted to. So if I come here, it's the exact same thing, except for he would be on flatland, he would not be fortified, and he would also have... So we can't do that, which is unfortunate, because if we did that, then this guy could step forward and weaken him. Maybe that's worth it. Maybe that's worth it. Let's do this then. Alright. That might be worth it. Because then he'll be the damaged one, perhaps. He'll remain fortified and rough, he can remain fortified, and he can back up or something, and that way we can at least get more shots in for the time being. Alright, that seems good enough. Alright, let's see here. We now have visibility here, which means... Oh, I guess that's one of the good things about picking this tile up. Even if we hadn't, coming here would make more sense, because now we could get on the hill, get on the road, but since we got the banana tile, we have coverage here, we can actually see everything we need to from on this hill right here. We might have to get out of the way of all the military coming through, though. This one is for sure waiting for the Eiffel Tower. That worker is for sure sitting tight. And that appears to be everything. I just want to double check the workers. Alright, and then as far as eyes go, I know the war is kind of important, but I want to keep an eye on where this settler goes. Because that's going to be... okay. Yeah, alright. Well, nobody died. That's a good thing. Because we were leaving that one guy weakened. Alright. Carthage is starving. Okay. That's good. That's good. That leads to more happiness. Oh! Maybe they were borrowing this tile and now it's gone? That's pretty cool. Why did I pillage the pasture? I don't remember doing that. That was production. I wouldn't have done that. Oh well. Maybe I needed it for the healing. I can't recall. So Carthage is starving. That's very good. Oh, in fact, it was 12, I believe, so it starved. Alright, so that's good. That helps our happiness. And right now, that one happiness makes all the difference. Check that out. I would not have guessed. So we know about that. Ban luxury incense fails. Yes! When I saw the happiness dip, I assumed that's what it was. So arts funding. Oh, we got everything. Far out. That's excellent. Wine and iron. Alright. So do you have money? You do not. He does, but I don't know if he's going to give us full value anymore now that we've taken another capital. We can try, though. Wait a minute. We don't want to, though, right? The wine is only a duplicate because of Bratislava. We lose Bratislava in 11 turns. We have no need to re-up that, and they don't have any active quests, so no. We have to pretend like the wine doesn't exist. Which is unfortunate, because it's going to be visible to us for some time. Alright. And iron, I didn't see anybody looking for that. Almaty longs for culture. Far. That's good, because there'll be a lapse, but we'll get them back. And for this to lapse, it'll be okay, because it's not going to lapse for another 22 turns. By that time, we should be done with both Germany and Carthage. Alright, so this caravan is going to look like Zanzibar, but I can't. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I keeps looking like it's Zanzibar, which is unfortunate. Oh wait, no, they're not our ally. Okay, but they might be. They might be. 2 turns they become our ally, right? Which means they'll be our ally for some time. Alright, so we couldn't see this last turn, I don't think. So 2 turns from now, they'll be here. And I don't look. We got 1, 2 turns before we declare war. I don't even think we have a unit that could get over there in time. So there's not even a point. The way it works is, as you saw over here, when you're standing on a caravan, anytime you go to war, any existing trade routes are just gone. They're just gone. That's all there is to it. Oh, here's where we lost the happiness, and we could have banked on that, so maybe I should have gone with Pagoda here. Anyways, standing on a caravan, you go to war, well, any existing trade routes disappear. If you're standing on it, you get the credit for having pillaged it. But if you go to war with somebody and they're trading, or they're sending a trade route to a city-state that you're allied with, that caravan would disappear and you don't get credit for pillaging it. So, just so you know there. It's too bad I can't like demonstrate in this particular configuration, because that seems like the kind of thing that would be worth proving rather than just saying, but... Alright, so he gets that at least. Okay, and they're pushing through pretty good. Alright. Wow, this is complicated. Alright, I'll give my thoughts here shortly. Alright, so we got everything we wanted. The only thing to do now would be to ask for world religion. It's not saying anybody would hate us for it, so there's that. And it does affect tourism, so let's just go for it. There's no reason not to, really. Alright. Edinburgh is done with the construction project. Now we will grow in 2 if we don't build another settler, and if I'm not mistaken, that's silver, so that's optional. We're about to drop a city, but it will give us pearl, so we will not be in negative happiness. Alright, so this is optional. Oh wait, let's call him coal, since we want him handy in case we need to settle somewhere for coal, right? And we'll know that soon. We don't have any intentions of dropping another city, so we literally can keep him handy. I'm guessing we should say the likely culprit would be in here. There's a lot of fertility here, or here, you know, so maybe have the settler hanging out in, like, Aberystwyth with. That's nothing there, so that's good to know. In fact, we can see it from there, so that this must not be a hill. Right, okay. That's good. So construction project in Edinburgh. We could build another settler. In fact, we'll have it done in 1 turn, it says there. So we might as well, in fact, then we could split them up. 1 hanging out in this area, 1 up here. Let me come back to that decision, because I want to settle here, figure out how quickly this is going to flip. Because then planting over here kind of makes sense-ish. But over here, probably not, because until we knock Goa down, there's going to be a lot of pressure here. Bad pressure. Yeah, I'll get back to that then. So, let's get to the war, and here's where things get complicated. Because we've chopped this forest up, they have a convincing way of getting through here. So it would be nice if we could bring this musket man down, at least 1, to protect this guy. Well, okay. If we only bring him 1, that's not a problem then. I was looking at the fact that we wanted to bring him down here, but with this guy here, that's not true. I was going to say, so we'd want to kill that and fully eliminate this, which I don't see happening. So, I don't think fortifying this guy here is going to work. Obviously, this is all the damage he took just from last turn, and there's another berserker in the picture, so let's back him off like so. Bombard, what would that do to this guy? Fully eliminate, so let's do that. And now this guy can drop back to here, so we can be in range of the Great General without the Great General having to dance. We'll shoot there, because it's the only one we can reach. He can shoot the berserker, so I think we should do that. In fact, before shooting from here, I probably should have hit the trebuchet. Oh, we still can. Okay, but we want him to move down here, so never mind. I think it makes sense to focus on the melee. We don't know where the Great General is, but we can tell near Great General, near Great General. Does that mean this guy is not? Near Great General. Okay, so maybe he has 2, or it's positioned here. Either way, we actually have a chance at eliminating that guy, so let's take it for sure. Now we move him down here. That does expose our worker, but if he should capture it, it would be with a trebuchet, which we could easily kill and reclaim the worker. Alright, so let's go ahead and weaken the melee. That's going to be our focus. And there we go. Great General's fine, right where he's at. And this worker wants to get started on this. It's nice that we have the cover of it being here now and the fluidity of being able to move through here once we're done having to hold that hex. Okay, so Penzance grows in 8. Let's go chop this forest down in the meantime. Maybe we pick that one up instead. That would be better. We gave this one to Douglas, so we'd probably hold on to that one for Penzance. Edinburgh grows in 9. So if we say settler, we'll have settler. We'll finish walls. 1, 2, boom. We should be able to get right on the radio, right on the Eiffel. So that means when we finish this chop, Eiffel will be what's queued. If I'm counting that correctly. We'll have to revisit that. Yeah, this thing is a mess, but I'm glad that we ended up like this, because now we can do that, and that, and that. So he wants to end up here, which means for this guy to go here is fine. Alright, that's good enough. It's not ideal. Alright, we just simply can't get through, so this will be another turn for the musket man to heal. It's actually okay that we can't get through, because we need open borders to perform a concert tour, and there's no way he would want so much. There's no way he's going to give it to us. So we're literally going to have to hold this guy here until we're at war, and then find a way of like sneaking in his borders and dropping some tourism on him. Alright, if I remember correctly, I think the way we wanted to go is end up here so that we cannot be seen by this guy. He can land. The furthest he'll go is like here, which we can actually reach from here. So let's proceed with that plan. Like so. We'll finish the chop here. He would not be visible to the settler from here, and is still in position to block there, so we'll do that. Bring our own great general over. Okay. He's waiting. He's going over to Carthage, but we're going to move him last. We don't want him getting in the way. Because of the timetable we're on, this melee has to come down to Germany to act as a blocker for this guy, who can actually reach here, so let's do that for peekaboo's sake. He's also waiting to get out of the way of this procession. 1, 2. Let's have these guys go here, pre-build here, finish. So now the melee can zoom. That poor ranged. He really got the short stick here. Alright. Time to drop this city. So we come here, we drop the city, production focus, buy the monument. Look at that, we're at +2 happiness. Oh, that's right, because we dug into our own copper. That's why our happiness was so low. And then when we drop this, it should go up even higher. 6. There we go. Very good. And now that the citadel is dropped, we can work the good growth tile. Okay, so this city is set up how we would want it, and happiness is fantastic. Alright. I hadn't realized that, so I'm glad you get interrupted. I'm glad that we weren't in negative happiness, because I never would have thought, oh, drop the city to increase your happiness. Okay, so I think that might be why it said iron was finished, but we couldn't sell it, and now we have the option to sell it. We had lost iron and copper and pearls. Pearls we weren't trading. One of the copper we weren't trading, so we lost that. But notice there's no copper available here, so I'm guessing since we didn't end this turn, the AIs hadn't realized we're without the stuff, and the deal didn't get broken. So our happiness got broken, but the deals didn't, is what it looks like to me. You guys can let me know if I'm misinterpreting that, as far as you know. Alright, he's still healing. This worker is freed up, I should say. So we'll have him come over here. We have a worker over here, but come wartime and stuff, might need one. So I don't know where he's going. He's gonna be our wartime road stem guy here. Berlin grows in 2 turns. Cork grows in 3. There's a lot of action in this area. Doesn't mean there's opportunity, but that's the reason for the workers. So he's actually on the hex we would want to be on. So we'll just sit tight for now. And he's just pre-building for a few turns. And he's doing nothing. But he is exposed, right? Yeah. Alright. And it's okay if he gets captured. And it's okay if he doesn't. So leaving him there is absolutely fine. This guy comes here and here. He's technically a scout type, so we should probably be moving him first every turn. And now that everybody has moved, see, he would have gotten in the way, so I'm glad we moved him last out of those guys. I already said sit tight. What do you want from me? Alright, so we're down to the production option. And we'll just do the settler. It's only one turn. Don't know that we'll have the need for it, but there you go. Alright, and we definitely want to keep our eyes over here. We don't need to watch this. We know where it's going. So we just need to watch this and this. Okay. Oh, really? It didn't say anybody would hate it, but that's fine. That's fine. Like, she already has us as a majority anyways. Wow. Okay, so I guess it doesn't actually list that people wouldn't like it. Enemy is near. Enemy pikeman. I didn't really see an enemy pikeman, so we'll have to figure out what that's about. A lot of growth, but still at 3 happiness, so that's fantastic. May purchase with faith. Limerick, it's too soon. Swansea, I didn't bother checking. It would grow in 4 turns based on this, but it'll be 2 pop before then, so it might not be majority. Alright, so let's just drop it in Dublin. We're waiting on some iron over here anyways. So there we go. There's that. Borders of Limerick grown, so now there's no longer going to be darkness here. That's kind of nice. Obviously we would rather pick up this tile because it's freshwater, but whatever. City connection makes sense because we've been pre-building. Berlin grows. Alright. So we're looking at 15 and 3. Come here, it's 13 and 4, and some science, so that's good. Douglas has grown. Alright. 11 and 6. Or 16 and... What was I saying? 16 and 6. Where did I get 11 from? Oh, 11 citizens. That's not very helpful. 13 and 7. Alright. And then we'll be at 12 pop, which means we'll want the zoo. But we'll get on that. So, not a problem there. Alternatively, we could do this to try and get the zoo out in time, because happiness is getting a little tight. But also keep in mind, in, what's that say, 6? I don't know why it's such a dark purple on black. It's very hard to read. We should be getting happiness there. So this shouldn't hurt us. Borders of Nonce grown, and that is freshwater. So we'll get on that. Douglas can take that. Although Douglas doesn't need it any at that point. So once this is developed, maybe we'd go there and give this back to Penzance or something. We'll figure it out. We'll know more as the happiness comes online and stuff. But Nonce grows, so in the meantime, working the lumber mill is perfect. We'll get the zoo up next turn. Local happiness here will be fully managed, so that's great. Civilian, alright, was captured by a pikeman. No kidding. Alright. Whoa, I didn't realize we left him that exposed. That's unfortunate. Alright, we definitely don't want this guy exposed to that. Let's see. So we need to just focus fire this thing down so that we can get our worker back. So there's that. There's that. Ooh. Says 33, he has 32, so we could low roll there, and then we'd lose our opportunity to pick up the worker after the fact, so let's not even chance it. We'll just go like this. Take it. He's healing. He steps here to shoot at that. If we shoot this and push in, we'll be... Oh, but we can't see what's back here. Is there something back there? No. Okay, that's good to know. Finish a chop there. I know I'll leave him exposed, but we could probably reclaim him more or less, because this is a road tile, so as long as this tile is cleared, we can stop shoot, and we have lots of openness here. That's the whole point. So let's see here. He could do 23. He could do 34. Yeah, that's definite kill. And that allows him to sit tight, because there's no... We either fully retreat to here, which is not a good place to heal up from. When we retreat to here, we're equally exposed. So let's put our shot to offense, like so. Now he's threatened, so he probably will back up. We've got these two musket men here. He'll probably come in, but we'll have at least 3 shots on him, plus 1 musket man. We can back him up and shoot so that we have another one come in if we absolutely need to. This is sloppy, but good enough. And we're killing his units. That's the important thing, because that's all we were doing over here. We would like for these guys to all be healed up as much as possible, because they're going to go off and either pitch in with Germany or come over to the Mayans. Japan and Carthage now friends. Ethiopia and Carthage now friends. Alright, so we are officially hated. He does have money, and last we knew he was willing to do this. He still is. That's fantastic. I can't believe that. Alright, so we get a hammer in there. Speeds up the shrine. And we finish that. So when we grow next, we'll get good stuff. So 1 comes here, 1 comes here, and then this city will pretty much be caught up. Where else do we got production? Edinburgh. We finished that new settlers. This is optional 2. Alright, and build in Edinburgh. We'll just... 1 turn, we'll get on. So let's just finish the walls because it's no maintenance. Well, no, let's put that in the stock exchange. We can't finish the stock exchange anytime soon, but at least that's meaningful production. It's not like we have nothing to build here. It's just the walls could be completed, but that's not really important. So pardon my brain fart there. Optional's going up to here. Optional 2 will go over to here. Alright. Ooh, caravan. Oh, but it's going to one of our allied city-states. That's unfortunate. Okay, so he comes down here. Great General comes through. And he wants to sit tight. Well, we can go here for visibility's sake and then come back, and now we're along the road and we should be able to capture. So we need to be ready to start with Germany next turn, and that's going to matter as far as all these guys coming through. We have 1 ranged down here. He's coming 1, 2, 3, 4, so they can swap positions next turn, or maybe he just gets out of the way to shoot, depending on what. So this road's coming a little late, but what are you going to do? So let's see. Late ranged. We have 1 musketman here. He comes along to here. +1. So let me get him out of the way so we at least move him there so we can see this clearer. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so assuming he backs up to here, we can land here to be a flanking buff, but that's it. So would a crossbow and a musketman together clear out that? Probably not. And how much does he have? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 or 5. So what we could do, actually... No, that wouldn't work. Alright. I was just thinking if we could shoot from like over here or something. Zone of control him. Because Almaty will be able to take care of the pikemen, but we want the settler. I don't think there's any easy way to do it. Bottom line, I do think this range needs to come in this direction. And we'll leave him across along the road just for best practice's sake. So that's where he ends up. As for this one, oh my goodness, I was doing all that calculation and I didn't even realize. So with 2 crossbows... Alright, so we have to anticipate he's going to back up to here. Or here. I'm just trying to think, like, if he ends up here, this guy could land. This guy could land here and still have a shot. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's land here. This is perfect, actually, because it's not only his full extent, that's where the Great General is. And we could step and shoot here if that's where he backs up to. So with 2 ranged and a musket man, I think we got this covered. So he can go down to, what's that, Hamburg. Alright. Speaking of which, I gotta share this with you guys. My roommate, she's got a quirky sense of humor. And she was looking over one of my games one time, and she saw Ramsey over here, like Gordon Ramsay, and she said, that needs to be over by Hamburg, and I just thought that was the funniest thing. And not at first when she said it, but later when I thought about it, I just started cracking up. Alright, so we'll figure out where these melee divvy to later. So there's all that. And he comes like this, and now he finishes the road like so. So this guy can actually zoom proper. No? What happened? Oh, I chose the wrong command! I chose repair, not the road. Ah! At a time when everybody was trailing, I just cost this guy 4 movement points. Or 4 hexes. Damn it. Alright. Well, luckily, if I was counting it out early, and one of the guys was going to be a late arrival, and that was just going to be Braga defense, so it might not actually end up, but man, I hate making mistakes like that. Like, I don't mind making mistakes of, oh, I didn't think of that, so, you know, but the whole, oh, I was totally intending to do this, and I just clicked the wrong thing. Alright. We have every reason to believe this guy is going to leave, but this guy might stay put, which means he's going to take a shot. So there's no point in weakening our guy. He does have 1 movement point left. We could hit that, but let's just stay like this. Alright. This guy was coming to chop up here. We'll start 1 chop and interrupt, because I don't want to finish that until we actually have the Eiffel Tower queued. And optional 2 is coming up. Alright. That really sucked. So much going on. Let's see. 1, 2. I'm glad that's free. He's coming here. And he's coming here. So there's no real easy way to thread in between these guys except for to, like, go here. I guess. He obviously has the capability of embark, so we don't want him getting in the way. But let's just do this. Alright, we get the opportunity to push forward, and our musket man is fully healed. I didn't realize we were going to get expedited healing because they were I mean, I did, but I had forgotten. I should say I didn't consider that fact. So healing here rather than waiting over here makes sense, especially since we don't know if this is still a camp or not. 1 more turn, buddy. 1 more turn, I'm pretty sure. Alright, we still have all the coverage there, so we're going to wait. Everybody's done moving, so we can move him towards Carthage. More than 1 turn to go, so we pre-build. And this guy didn't really have any direction. We can come up here and help. Oh man, that was so bad. We're supposed to finish the road tile there. Yeah, because we could finish the road tile here, come up, rip that road up, come here, develop that, come here, do that, because that's when we pick it up, give or take. Oh, that could have been so much better. I mean, at least it didn't set us back on the city connection. Alright, no enough dwelling. I can't afford your guys' time like that. Worker, where does Worker want to go? We knew that Cork and Berlin was going on through some things. This guy's busy. We had a worker. Thought we had another worker nearby. No. Okay, he's getting on that. Alright, so it looks like we definitely won't just want this guy heading in this direction, because between Cork and Berlin we have opportunities to pick up meaningful things. Alrighty, so that was a bite in the butt. The wrong command here, but that's okay. It's my fault for not. I got distracted by that Gordon Ramsay anecdote, which I still think is funny. It still makes me chuckle and smile, so hope you guys don't mind that I made that mistake there. Thank you for joining me. I do hope you're enjoying the series. This is getting to be a little more destructive towards us than I thought it was going to be, so maybe chopping down all these woods was not the right thing. I definitely think this one was the right one because the alley here, but you can see by this guy's health level that we totally got exploited. So maybe that coming later when we were in a position to use it would have been better, but we haven't lost a unit yet over here, so I'm not whining by any means. Please leave me a like and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.